they got 5 ways to get in there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I got the, they got 5 ways to get in there.
There you go.
They got
I'm hearing
there
you
we
again.
ways to get in there. All right.
Mhm.
Well, I did it almost all right. Okay. It probably would have gone it probably would have gone okay. It was scheduled, so.
Yeah, maybe it just, I don't know what the scheduled means. If that means it'll automatically go live, maybe it will.
Yeah, I think that's what it was supposed to do.
Okay. Well, it'd be good to try that next time and see if it goes live.
Yeah.
Hey, Levi, I have a question for you.
Go.
The 18-foot high gain antenna you got on SwapNet, is that manual extension or is it a, how does it extend? You have to put them piece by piece?
Yeah, it's not meant to be raised and lowered. It's just a vertical that comes in sections, but it's meant to be assembled and left. It'd be a pain to take it down.
Roger. Okay. I'm looking for one that you extend for I can put on the truck with a field day.
Oh, yeah. That's a good point. You probably want something smaller. That one needs to be guide too. So.
Yeah. Something I can put in my hitch,
Right.
Raise up.
Wow.
All right, thanks.
Good evening, everyone.
We're actually doing pretty good on this, on the Santa Barbara fundraising efforts. We're doing a lot of sales.
Good.
Really well.
Good evening, Dennis.
Hey, Brian. Hi, Michael. How you guys? I finally
Dennis.
I got
Hi,
the
Dennis.
number. I've been on Zoom so much, sometimes 2 and 3 times a day now, so it's no big deal with a Zoom. I don't know if it's light enough. I don't really think about it. And I don't know if you can see my picture or not.
No, you might need to turn on your camera.
Yeah, your video isn't on yet.
Have Joanne turn that video camera on.
Hey, Dennis,
Yeah.
reach down, make sure you got your pants on this time.
Oh, this one?
Before I stand up and go get a beer, right?
Yeah.
Here. How's that?
There it is, but it's dark. It's dark in that room. Can you tell
No,
Alexa to turn the light on?
I will. Alexa, lamp on. There we go. Now, how's that?
Perfect.
Tilt
Yeah.
your computer down. There you go. Getting there.
Oh,
To the-
you want?
There you go.
Now
Down
we
a little
see you.
bit.
You want to see me? Oh, you want to see my video stuff?
Well, we just have to be careful and not say, Alexa, lamp off.
Luckily, I had it the other way. Say it again.
We heard you.
That was my
Yeah.
Alexa going off.
Clap on, clap off.
Yeah. There's Joanne.
Hi.
Frank, okay, you're IPX, right?
I am IPX, yes,
Okay.
I am.
You were
Nice.
noisy this morning.
They're dark.
You
I
were
checked in.
there.
Joanne, put the camera or put the light in front of you instead of behind you.
Oh, wait.
I can't do that.
It's
It's
a
a
floor lamp.
floor lamp.
Well, get in the corner, Joanne.
This one.
Oh, wait. Okay.
That's a mic.
Yeah, no, we don't have it. We can't do it. Sorry about that. I don't see
That
you
works.
That's better.
He doesn't see you either.
guys. That's right.
Wayne, are you up at Santa Ynez Peak? Is that what's behind you there?
That's Diablo.
Oh, that's Diablo. Okay.
Here you go.
What'd you do?
How's that?
Oh, you brought the lamp over here. Oh, good grief.
Here, wait a minute.
Oh, you look
Yeah,
good.
Yeah, that's good, Joanne.
Oh, God.
Stand here with this.
Yeah?
Don't electrocute him.
Michael, I have to stand here.
Yeah,
Oh,
The whole meeting.
as long as you can.
Oh,
that's
it's hot.
funny.
Gee,
Oh, well, put it back. Oh, we don't need it. Don't need a picture of me.
can't see you either.
That's right.
Hey, Joanne, can you see me?
Yeah, you look great.
Do you see my background picture?
Looks like a horse. What?
That's the black lab you sent me.
Oh, yeah.
It's such an adorable picture. I had to have it. I had a black lab when I was 8 years old. His name was Rastus.
What was his name?
Rastus.
There's Rascus.
Boy, that's racist.
He looked exactly like that.
Oh, that's
Oh,
cool.
boy. We're going to get in trouble now.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh-oh, racist.
Systemic racism, my God.
How about that?
Hey, Doc.
Yeah, Joanne, how are you?
Oh, hi. I saw 26 birds on the way over here tonight. On the, what do you call those? Stoplight arms. 26 birds. And they were exactly the same amount of space apart.
Yeah, they do seem to maintain a personal space about the same as people do.
There's little marks up there where they're supposed to stand, Doc.
That's right.
Yeah, that's it.
I'll let you go. Hi, Levi.
Hi.
But there's it for the bird flu. It's not for COVID.
Right.
For the birds.
Yeah, bird flu, right.
Oh, wait. Here's a light.
Oh, no.
Here's a lamp.
Now what?
Here. Oh, it doesn't work. It's not plugged in.
Oh.
Here it goes. Is that better? No.
Don't make a mess.
Forget it. I give up.
Oh,
Alexa, let's stop.
no.
Uh-oh.
He just turned my light off. Alexa, lamp on. Oh. I got to get one more set up, Levi, someday. I should be able to learn how to do that. Go in there and figure out. I got a couple of switches. I want to put one in another guest bedroom. And it makes it so nice to just talk to it.
Yeah.
Alexa, lamp 30%.
Oh, my lamp. It said my lamp doesn't support that.
Oh,
It's an old-fashioned lamp.
Sorry, I didn't find a device named lamp.
Cancel, Alexa.
I have a trivia question for everybody.
Okay.
Why do people throw their tennis shoes over the power lines?
They don't. The bullies throw the victims' tennis shoes over the power line.
Well, one of the theories is bullies. The other theory is crack house and place you can find drugs. That is a law enforcement fact that I have worked in law enforcement for 40 years, and I know that for a fact.
well, who would ever think of that?
Michael?
Yeah, you want to find drugs, just find the shoes.
I think it'd be much more likely that somebody would throw it up there to get somebody else in trouble.
Yeah, well, that's another reason why people go around and mark X across their monikers, gang writing, challenging them. That's how that happens.
Oh. I'll have to do a bunch of X's everywhere.
Don't let them see you.
No, no way.
Yeah, no.
Nope.
I work
I have a
down
bunch
in
of
Long
X.
Beach.
I have a bunch of X's everywhere as well, but I never married any of them, so that's not too much of an X.
All my X's are in Texas.
There you go.
That was a good song.
All right, we need some more meeting guys here.
Yeah. At least I got on now. I've
Yeah.
been doing so much Zooming all over the place. I'm starting a new business besides pianos, but that's all right.
What are you doing?
I'm doing isogenic health food, taking it and selling it.
And you're the spokesmodel for it, right?
Yeah, one of
Yeah.
them. There's so many people that are doing that. You
Yeah.
wouldn't believe some of the stories. It's unreal. Anyway, I got one more step to go to become executive, and then you can really make some money. Now it's just a couple $1,000 a month, but that's nothing. What the guy that does the presentation, he's what they call a platinum, and that means he's taking home on one credit card every month, $100,000, and they made 325. The 325th one was made 2 days ago. A millionaire.
Wow.
So I'm working my way up to it. If I can do my piano business, I can do this. It just takes the hardest part is convincing people. I didn't believe it either that it would work. The products and stuff, and Joanne didn't. And they gave us some. I had a friend, Dennis Renault, who I used to know in computers back in the 90s. We lost contact, and when I came home, Joanne wrote something on Facebook and was talking about my condition to a girl, and Dennis was a bowling partner on their team. And then of course, he remembered me, and he said, "I got something that you can try." And we did, and it actually worked. I really recovered quickly, and still taking it, and now I'm selling it. But
Are you making a sales pitch right now, Dennis?
Yeah. If anybody wants to become an consultant, let me know. Or if you want to buy it, get well, healthy.
Hey Dennis, how many people in this group have done Amway?
I know that's the first thing, Amway, exactly. But this way, you get healthy instead of putting stuff in a bunch of bowls.
Who wants to admit that they've done Amway?
Yeah.
I already admitted it. I'm guilty.
I didn't. We got mad because somebody said to come have a party, and it was an Amway party, and they didn't let us know. Otherwise, we wouldn't have gone there.
Yeah, I went to one of those.
And Tupperware and all that crap. Stuff.
You guys ever hear of the forum?
Avon.
The forum?
Yeah, there was some thing called the forum. It was basically like positive thinking, but they enlisted you and took your money and had you attend classes. It was really bizarre. It was in the mid 90s.
Yeah, no, I didn't know that one. I really wouldn't have joined it, but I see how they actually are making money, and the products is good. Just look up Isogenics. You don't have to buy anything, but just look up the company. They're only 18 years old, and they just bought another company for $300 million. Same sort of company, but they bought them out. They're, I guess they have $8 billion and 50 scientists and doctors working for them, and all kinds of crazy things. But that's beside the point. That's not why we're here.
Hey Dennis, that's #1 on the Google search.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow. I know. I asked Alexa about it, and sometimes she's picked up some not so positive stuff what happened, but they were never, acquitted of, having something wrong with their products, and they still said there was nothing wrong. Nobody got sick or anything. It just 2008 or 9, whatever it was, something came up. I don't know, but I guess they got cleared, and so it's interesting. It's different, and the scheme how they do. You get people in your download when they sell something, it goes through you and up all the way to the top, and everybody gets the same what the person gets. You got to buy so much, like 100 VV value points and all that sort of stuff. And every item is, rated different in points and all that sort of stuff. So it can be kind of expensive, but that's, you invest in it. And eventually, once you get into the executive area, it starts paying everything, for you. And then you start getting above it, and then you can not work as hard to get people. I just need 4 more people with social security numbers, and I'll be there. And it was rough, but sometimes I fell into 3 or 4 of them where they offered, and then I said, well, you can. He says, no, I don't need the money. I don't want it. You just keep the wallet. They send you a wallet like a debit card, and when you cycle, which is, so many points on one side, you have 2 legs going up and down, and you got to make at least 900 points, and you get $54.10. a cycle, and you can. A lot of people are, doing 10, 12, 20 cycles, and I guess the limit is 250 cycles, and that's like $13,000 a week. And this sounds so fictional to me right now until it really happens. But I've been getting 300 and 400 now, so I'm gonna just work at it. It's not that difficult. Just got to keep the strategy going and placing the people that you think are going to stay in there, because some can drop, and then you got to scramble for another one to take its place, and all that sort of stuff. So it's really weird. I wasn't planning on talking about that on here.
Yeah, it's time for the meeting, Dennis.
Okay, go for it. One of these days we'll get Michael to do the trivia, all his things that he did one day. Over to you, let control, WB6 OBB monitoring. And I'll mute myself. I'll mute myself.
Let's see, we got 11. How many in YouTube? Let's see.
Chuck is supposed to be there.
Okay, we got 8 viewers on YouTube, 11 viewers here. So
it's
a small group.
19.
I've played the small groups before.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get started here. Ken, good evening.
Good evening.
Oh, nice to see you. Got a nice clean room today.
That's because I'm in the family room. It's the only clean room in the entire house because it doesn't have very many horizontal surfaces.
That sounds familiar.
I was hoping I'm gonna have to start making phone calls before the meeting and put people on the spot, because there's okay, here's DXW.
Oh, Joe. Hi, Mary.
There he is. All right. Okay. Let's get started here. Thank you all for joining the meeting tonight. Thanks everybody watching it here on YouTube. Is everybody just seeing Dennis, or is that me?
That's
Just
you.
Wonder why I'm just seeing Dennis.
Because
Double click on him.
I captured you.
Go up to speaker view. You have gallery view or speaker view with the upper right.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's it.
Probably
Okay.
switch to gallery view.
Yeah.
Switch it to gallery
There we
view.
go. All right, that's better. The format came up different this time. I've got like 5 different things I'm trying to do all at once here. Okay, let's see. Well, we start off with the Pledge of Allegiance, so let's get to it. There we go. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic
for which
for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Well, Doc, you stood up and everything was okay.
Yes, I checked to make sure I had pants on first.
Yeah. All right, here. Let's see. Okay, let's just for fun, there's a couple of Frank Isaac here, KN6IPX. He's relatively new. Don't know if everybody's met him yet. Frank, you want to say hello?
Hello, it's my first Zoom meeting and first meeting ever, so I'm pretty sure I've met none of you other than the morning check-in.
And you got a good signal now.
Now, the guy scratching his back is Doc. All right, let's introduce ourselves. Let's go to, I'm Brian, K6BPM. I have an order here. Doc, you introduce yourself.
Okay, I'm Doc, W6TW, and my good news is that I signed a contract today for a fence company to come over and put up a pair of gates alongside my house, a screening fence, and then install a vertical mount that I'm going to build back behind it. and I live in a mobile home park, but I have permission from the park to put this up as Dorothy does, so that we'll be able to provide emergency communications in case of fire, earthquake emergency, that sort of thing.
Great.
Good. Okay, OBB, you're next.
Good evening, everyone. Hi, Frank. I'm Dennis, WB6OBB. Partially run the net. I've done it for 37 years now. And thank goodness Michael and Brian is helping it since I was in the hospital for a long time this year. So it just makes it a little easier. So welcome, everybody. Thanks. I'm on the Mesa here in Santa Barbara.
Okay, Wayne.
Yeah, I'm Wayne, AF6GX, and I don't talk a lot on the radio, but I take care of the repeater systems.
And a good job.
Yes. Dorothy.
Oh, good evening. I'm Dorothy, K6DSO, and I'm the secretary for the club. Back
Did
to
you get your Apple TV working?
Yeah, I just had it on the wrong Wi-Fi link.
Oh, okay.
I'm good.
Okay, let's see. Joe.
Well, good evening. I've been involved with the club since 1950. Kilo 6 Delta X-ray whiskey. And I don't have don't have anything more to add right now. Back to you.
Okay. Let's see. Ken.
Good evening. This is KA6KEN, Ken. And what have I been doing lately? Well, I got my Android tablet hooked up to my Yaesu FTM 400 the night before last, and I've got the 400 actually sending NEMA packets to the Android, and it will display APRS data on the map and show you where everybody is around you. So I can hook it up in my car and have it sitting on my console. It's kind of fun. And Wayne, I love your backdrop. There's a little man standing on your head, though.
Sometimes.
And
That'd be,
how
that's
tall
Bill.
is the pole they're putting in?
I'm sorry, say again?
How tall is the pole they're going to mount for you?
Well, I'm
Well,
going to
that's not very large.
make a tilt-over mount that goes up like that. It'll the mount will be 8 feet high, and the fence is 6 feet high. So from the road you can't see it. And then I'm going to put a 26-foot high gain vertical on top of that, and it'll lay down flat behind the fence. Except when I want to use it, I'll go out and I have a little boat winch on it, crank it up, and be able to operate on 80 through 6 meters.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, let's see. Michael, JFB, Michael.
Hi, I'm Michael. I do the swap net. It's Thursday, 7:30. I do assist with the Cuckoo Net Monday through Friday for Dennis and Brian. I assist Wayne and Bill in the whatever they need in the towers at Santana's Peak, and Bill and I just finished the painting the antennas at White Lavagia, and so I'm just there to help out and provide a little bit of support.
Thanks, Michael.
Okay, Levi.
I'm Levi, K6LCM. I'm on the SBARC board of directors, and my news, well, this is kind of a cool thing that I just picked up that folks who are interested in weather on the WeatherNet might appreciate. It's a aviation sectional chart, and each light represents an airport somewhere between Palm Springs in the bottom right and Monterey Peninsula up in the top left. And the colors represent the weather conditions at the different airfields. Green, most of them are green right now, means that it's visual conditions, mostly clear skies, no low fog or anything like that. Kind of cool in the morning to watch the marine layer well, it sometimes starts to set up late at night, of course, and then in the morning it'll change from red back to green throughout the day into the late morning and early afternoon. So it gets all its information from a Raspberry Pi computer stuck to the back of the chart, and just queries the web every, I think, 3 or 5 minutes to get updated conditions. So
Cool.
Okay, let's see. Oh, Levi, why don't you tell everybody what you're doing tomorrow?
Oh, tomorrow is so Direct Relief, formerly Direct Relief International, but now they call themselves just Direct Relief, has asked the California Pilots Association and the Disaster Airlift Response Team, which I'm part of, to take a load of 100,000 masks from Direct Relief's headquarters in Goleta to Eugene, Oregon, for firefighters and first responders there on the front lines of the fires. So there's 20 or so planes leaving from Santa Barbara tomorrow morning, sometime between 8 and 10. And some of us are going to meet aircraft in Northern California and then relay our load to them, and then they'll fly up to Eugene. Others are in larger, faster planes, will be flying Santa Barbara straight through to Eugene. And the goal is to get all 100,000 masks plus medical supplies and other donations from Direct Relief up to the front lines in Oregon.
Right.
Cool.
How far are you going?
I'm meeting another pilot with an identical aircraft in Palo Alto tomorrow.
Cool.
And what's the total weight of all that cargo?
Oh, that's a good question. Someone sent it out earlier. Let's see. I can
I
put
was
my
doing
hands
mental
on it.
calculations on a block today, trying to figure out, I'm guessing 100,000 masks is on the order of a ton, but
Yeah, let's see. Somebody did say it.
well, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it was like
need to
it was
take
like
it to
$250,000 at wholesale worth of stuff, but the actual weight, I think they tallied it up because they knew it. If I come up with it, I'll share it with you before the end of the meeting.
Are they N59s or are they the hospital type masks?
They're the KN95s, which are the international standard. They've been certified for use in the US now because of the pandemic. Ideally, they were using the real N95, the US certification, but those are, in very short supply. So the KN95 is
Chinese.
Yeah, it's Chinese, Asian brand, Asian certification. So I don't know, exactly. Let's say this: it's better than not having a mask, but it's probably not as good as having the N95. But for the firefighters who are running low on anything right now, it will help. And it's not just the firefighters on the front lines actually holding the hoses, but everyone who's working up there is in a smoky environment. So having the KN95s will help them. The folks who are on the front lines, hopefully they've got like breathers and respirators and self-contained breathing apparatus.
So if you got a calculator, those boxes weigh 16 ounces apiece.
16 ounces times 100,000 is 1.6 million ounces.
Well, no, an N95 mask doesn't weigh. I mean, it weighs a few grams.
No, I'm talking about a box.
A box is a
of how
pound.
many?
Boxes have 20 masks usually.
Yeah, it said 16 ounces on my Google search.
And that was a pound, right?
Yeah.
If I remember correctly from
Right.
school. So 100,000 pounds.
100,000 pounds.
No, divide by 20.
5,000 pounds.
Okay.
It's 4,404 pounds total weight.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Put that
Let's
issue.
continue on here.
How many planes?
Let's see. I lost my place there. K6RQV, Michael.
Hey, good evening, everybody. K6RQV, Michael and Goleta, Director, Santa Barbara Amateur Radio Club.
Okay, let's see. There's somebody called the Crow.
That's Frank.
Frank.
That's me.
It's already taken.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, WB6UNH in McCall, Idaho right now.
Ah, welcome.
In the smoke.
In the smoke, yeah.
Actually, it rained this evening, so hopefully we'll have a lot less smoke. But we have been visibility of about 4 or 5 miles for the last 4 or 5 days. And we've got fires to the west of us that's clogging us up here. So, but we're here supposed to clear off a little bit. We'll see.
I was there a couple of years ago and in major smoke too. We had trouble getting in an airplane to land where the rafts were putting in. Also out of McCall.
Okay, let's see.
The airport.
Go ahead.
The airport was closed yesterday or Monday, but it's been marginal ever since. Go ahead.
Okay. Dave, AI6VX.
Dave, AI6VX. I'm in Ventura. Unfortunately, I can't get an RF link directly because I'm out on the 126 and Wells Road. And I tinker with a lot of stuff. And that's my...
And horses.
And he falls off horses.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Larry. Larry?
Yeah.
Your turn.
To say what? I got here late. What?
Oh, introduce yourself.
Oh, Larry, I am on Gibraltar Road, as you can see, with a view almost of the Gibraltar Road site there.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on
What's
here.
your call?
Let's see. What's your call, Larry?
Oh, WA6MVJ.
Larry, I'm on Gibraltar too, and I can't see you.
Oh, well, hey,
You're in Las Vegas.
Looks like it's almost the same day. Yeah. Yeah. I forgot what a blue sky looks like.
Really? Okay, did I miss anybody here?
You guys should do some simplex with Wayne over on San Ynez Peak.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good spot. Good shot, straight shot. Okay, I think I got everybody here. Anybody that I didn't call?
CBB.
Right. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Mike, CBB. I got the mics here. We got how many? Well, a few. How you doing, Mike? Go ahead.
I've heard the morning net. Anyway, this is Mike Casey, 6 CBB, and I'm physically located in Oxnard, Channel Islands Harbor, and on a boat. And I'm particularly interested in doing sports type events, such as running and bicycling and things like that. And the last thing I participated in that regard is the Los Angeles Marathon, and that was back in early March. So I don't know what's coming next. So anyway, here we are.
Wow.
All right, Mike. It's nice to hear you without all the noise.
Yes.
No kidding.
Yeah.
That noise is called ham radio, though, Brian. So.
No, I know. Yeah.
We just need to fix his antenna. It'd be good.
Little lamp, and that'll help him.
Okay, let's see. All right, well, let's get started with some stuff here. It's September, so as you know, the voting, we have our annual election in November, and things are going to have to be a little bit different this year. So we've been trying to get all this stuff worked out. This year, appointed once again K6 LCM and K6 RQV to prepare a slate. They completed that fairly quickly.
That's because Levi did most of the heavy lifting on that one.
Yeah. Yeah, he did that. You guys did a good job on that, and you got it done quickly, and I appreciate that. We all appreciate that. So at the next general meeting in October, we'll be presenting the slate to the membership, and it'll go out via email. It'll also be on the website. And at that time, we will open nominations virtually, I guess, on the virtual floor. And anybody that anybody else that is not on the slate that's been recommended by Michael and Levi, if they are interested in running for an elected position on the board or on the board of directors, the nominations will be accepted by the secretary, which is Dorothy, until midnight, November 4th, 2020. So you'll have a little, almost 3 weeks to do that. So, and we need to get the names of any additional people that want to run for a position on the board so that we can prepare the ballot. And this year, we're going to do it a little differently. A lot of you have voted with an absentee ballot in the past, and we've made that available by way of a PDF file that you can download from the website. We'll still have that, but in place of in-person voting, I'm also going to set up a form on the website. So you'll be able to go to the form and you'll be able to check off the boxes and then click submit, and that will be sent directly to the secretary. And we'll do this over a few days because not everybody will be able to do it all at once. So we'll start electronic voting on November 6th, and that'll close at midnight on November 18th. Now that gives us 1 day, it gives a secretary 1 day to tally up the votes, and then on the meeting night, which I believe is November 20th, let me look here. November 20th, we'll announce the results of the election, and that'll be that. So if you've been voting by like the absentee ballot in the past, you can still do that if you want to. That'll still be the same. The only difference is in place of in-person voting, we're going to do it a couple weeks before. It'll be open for a couple of weeks before the actual meeting night when we would have done it in person. And you'll be able to do your vote online. Just click submit. Actually, that may be more convenient for some of you that are used to doing the absentee form. So, and there'll even be spaces for write-ins if you want to write somebody in or something. So anyway, anybody have any questions about that?
Where are the officers' positions located?
I'm not sure what you're asking.
You mean like where our offices are?
No, officers. You know, your list of all the people in the list of officers. Treasury, president.
Oh,
director.
it's on the club. I mean, on the club website.
Okay.
If you go to club info, leadership, you'll see a list of everything there. SBARC.org, and then club info and leadership.
Thanks, Levi.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions? All right. Let's see. Now, there's a few more changes going on. Let's see. The Bill Talanian, W1UUQ, is going to be stepping down as the official club trustee at the end of the year, or by the end of the year. We discussed this at the last board meeting. Now, Bill carries a lot of weight. He does a lot of things. So under the auspices of the club trustee. One of those is to take care of all the legal stuff, paperwork, all that involved with licensing with the FCC, and also whatever relationship with the ARRL that we have as far as anything to do with licenses. He has also, as another part of his job, been responsible for the management of all the repeater sites. We have multiple repeater sites, as you all know. So he has been the go-to guy for repeater repairs, for a lot of other things behind the scenes that nobody ever sees. He has to deal with various landlords, whoever happens to own the building and the land that we're operating on. He keeps up with all the paperwork involved with that. there's just a lot of work. So we decided on the board to split the trustee into 2 positions. And we nominated and voted on and confirmed that for the club trustee, the SBARC club trustee, which will be the person in charge of licenses, and he'll appear, his name will appear on our license and all of that kind of thing. And we appointed Levi, K6LCM, to act in that position. For the as the site trustee, we appointed Wayne, AF6GX, and he will be the go-to guy, the guy in charge of all the various sites. He's been working with Bill for a few years now, and he's got the lay of the land. He's the obvious choice for that. So if you have questions about anything to do with any of the club's licenses or FCC rules, regulations, so on and so forth, Levi's the guy to talk to. If you have questions about repeater locations or problems with the repeater, Wayne is the guy to talk to. He'll take calls in the middle of the night if the repeater isn't working. Is that what I heard, Wayne?
No. You can send me voicemail in the middle of the night, though.
Yeah, now Bill is going to remain as trustee emeritus, and that's a title we made up for him. And he will still be involved. He just won't have the ongoing day-to-day responsibility of this. So if he wants to take a day off, which I doubt he will, but he wants to make sure everything's being passed along to competent and hardworking younger members of the club that will carry on for hopefully many more years. Anybody have questions or any comments about that?
I intend to continue to help Bill and Wayne in the efforts of the towers.
Okay, well,
congratulations on good choices.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's you know, and I gotta, you know, the being the club trustee and making sure that that we're following all the rules and all that is a lot of responsibility, and keeping our repeaters in good condition is a lot of responsibility. It's a lot of work. And that is an area where Wayne, I am sure, will appreciate other people that will be able to help him with some of those things. It takes a while to learn all that stuff, and it's you know, if you're gonna participate in any kind of club you know, service or leadership stuff or whatever, that is a good spot, because it you know, we've got, when you figure the amount of miles in between some of these are not huge, but the roads to get there are, you know, it's a lot of
the
work.
helicopter flights.
Yeah.
I do want to make one comment about Lava Gia. We do need club participants to get a work party together to clear out the brush and all the weeds that it's becoming very, very dangerous up there. I was up there with Bill painting the antennas, 2 antennas a couple weeks ago, and that's one of Bill's major concerns, and he wants to make sure that we can get people together as a work party one weekend and get up there and just knock that brush down around all those buildings, because it's about 2 feet tall in some places.
I've sent people up there on my own for the last 5 years, so to get it all knocked down. So I'll probably have to do it again. Trying to get a work party together is like.
I'm going to go up there if we can get somebody to help me out, but I can't do it by myself.
Okay. Yeah, that's it's got to be done every year. You got to just spray the whole thing with Roundup 3 or 4 times a year, because that stuff gets really big, and nasty.
What days do you guys go up usually?
No particular pattern.
Oh, okay. Well, if you guys can plan a Sunday, I can come on up and help out.
Okay. Yeah, we're flexible that way. So we're happy to work on weekends.
I don't know if we want to spray Roundup up there. There's a
No,
water supply right next to it.
Yeah.
You could
The city
join
might not take well to that.
You could join the class action suit then after that for.
Yeah.
Just dump salt all over it then.
No, that'd be great if you guys could put together a work party to cut weeds. That'd be great. I mean, I've been sending my gardener up there for the past several years, about this time of year. Usually, as soon as the summer's over and we can cut them down, they won't grow back quick. But
it gets pricey.
Yeah, I mean, it does. Mike, CBB.
I'd like to suggest such a thing be discussed on the morning net where somebody can make some plans.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's pretty proactive.
That's when everybody leaves, Mike.
Hey,
there's a morning net you guys plan?
I've got time on my hands and I just got to get it on my calendar.
Oh, okay. All
Hey,
right.
Make it an early Sunday and I'm game.
Well, there you go, Mike. You've got 2 volunteers.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this. We can email back and forth on a Sunday work party. We can get more than 5 people together. We'll make it happen.
You don't need 5 people for that.
I don't want to spend all day up on the mountain. Okay.
No, it shouldn't take more than about 2 hours with 2 people.
1 hour is done for me.
Yeah. When I send my guy up there, he's usually there about 4 hours, and he does the whole thing, and he does out to the pole, usually out to the tower.
He's a trained professional.
He's just got a weed whacker.
But you want to raise I'll tell you what, you can circumvent that by just raising our due $1, and we can have everybody pay for somebody to go up there once a month.
Well, that's what I've been doing.
Well, then let's continue doing that and making sure it gets done. Somebody just needs to meet him there.
Out of my pocket.
No.
That okay. Anyway, all right. Let's see. Let's see if you guys can figure something out. There's okay. One other thing I wanted to talk about here is in years past, this has come up a few times. I think we talked about it at a meeting once or twice. I don't know if you guys recall, we were talking about at one point changing the name of the club, Santa Barbara Amateur Radio Club, for the reason that we have a difficult time trying to attract people to donate money to the club. There's a lot of things that we do that are worthy of public support. For example, the stuff that we do with for the Nature Conservancy out on Santa Cruz Island, the work that gets done for search and rescue. We with our AIS system, we provide data. Matter of fact, there was an article Levi sent me this morning. They've got a new program going now where they're making predictions of where whales are going to be in the channel so that ships can avoid them and they don't hit them and kill them. And they're getting all their data about where the ships are from us. And so we provide this for their research. We also provide the same data to Scripps Institute. They're also involved in this new program. We are always working on other things that we do to provide public service. Now, one of the other things that we have, and I don't even know if a lot of people know this, but we have a commercially licensed repeater. It's in the 152 or 154 area. And that's set up to support nonprofit agencies. So in the event of an emergency, we would be able to provide communications that the nonprofit agency can use without a license. They don't need to be a ham. We could give them an HT, for example, or a couple of them, and they could keep in touch with other people in their volunteer group. So it's been underutilized in the past, and we want to promote this as part of the some of the public service things we do. So Bill Talanian has been thinking about this a long time. Well, how do we make our organization more attractive to people that are going to potentially write us checks and donate money? Now, we've in a couple of times in the past few years, we've submitted applications for grants to like Montecito Bank and Trust. They every year around Christmas time, they give away $1 million to local nonprofits. And when they get an application from Santa Barbara Amateur Radio Club, they don't really get what we need money for. What they think about is pretty much what I'm looking at on the screen. We just got a bunch of guys and they play with radios and and that kind of thing.
It's amateurs is what the big problem is.
And club.
And club.
Yeah. We have a problem.
Radio.
And radio.
It's the whole name.
It's the name. It's like to people that donate to nonprofits. I mean, it's like donating money to the orchid club, or to the piano club or whatever it is. And they don't really see the value in that. We never get anything. So this has been talked about a lot. So what we've done is we have added a DBA to Santa Barbara Amateur Radio Club called Santa Barbara Wireless Foundation. And the Wireless Foundation will basically be the organization that deals with all the other nonprofits that we deal with, like the Nature Conservancy, all these other services and expertise that we provide to other people will fall under the Santa Barbara Wireless Foundation. Now, the Santa Barbara Wireless Foundation is in reality Santa Barbara Amateur Radio Club. It's just that these are all the things that we do as a public service, and the services that we provide will fall under that moniker. So we're hoping that this will make us look more attractive to people that are writing checks to donate. And let's see, I wanted to show you something here. I'm going to share my screen here. Okay. These are came up with some graphics for so if you see these graphics, there's a wide logo and a round logo. Did everybody see that?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Yep.
Anyway, these are, you may see these on some of the assets, like if you go to the Diablo camera website to watch if you go to diablo.sbarc.org, you can connect right up to the camera that's out there and see what's going on. And let's see. So we're going to start branding our websites with that, and we're going to also have the domain name for some of the website property that we have, and it'll be sbwireless.org. So if you see these on cards, see them on letterheads or signature lines on people's emails, that's what that is. And we're hoping that this is going to, because we'll be able to separate the things that we do, the club activities, the normal events that we do as licensed amateur radio operators, of course, is all SBARC all the way, Santa Barbara Amateur Radio Club. And then these things that are really they're not even utilizing any amateur spectrum or require an amateur radio license. What they require is the facilities and the expertise to make them work for the community, and it's right now it's all we can do for providing public service. So anyway, I wanted to bring you guys up to speed on that. Anybody have any questions about that?
So Brian, that's in lieu of potentially changing the name of the club. The club name would be untouched.
Yeah, Yeah,
Okay.
the Santa Barbara Amateur Radio Club's been around 100 years, and it should be around another 100 years.
Yeah, I agree. That's why I asked.
Yeah, and that was a lot of it came. We talked. I think probably when you were on the board, we probably talked about it, didn't we?
You did, yes.
Yeah, it's just been kind of but nobody really wanted to change the name that badly, and we just needed a way to do this so that we could somebody can write a check to Santa Barbara Wireless Foundation and feel better about it than writing it to Santa Barbara Amateur Radio Club. And foundation sounds great. Wireless sounds a little bit nostalgic almost. It's got a kind of a old timey feel to it sometimes, and so we're hoping that it will help us get in the door in some of these places that are making generous donations to everybody else. I mean, we are providing a lot of stuff, and when you think of the value of our equipment that we provide, that we scrounge and beg for, and to do all this stuff, there's a lot, and the level of expertise that's available in this club. I mean, there's every field that is necessary for these. We have people that are experts, and putting that all together and under as part of our club operations is just it's invaluable to the local nonprofits and even university and that kind of thing. They don't have the access that we have, and we can do a lot of things. So I'm hoping that this will be a real good benefit. And UUQ thinks so too. He's been trying to figure out a way to do this for years. So this is a good way to fulfill his work that he's done on this, and hopefully help us raise money so that we can have better facilities and more facilities, better repeaters, everything else that we need. With the just the microwaves, to give you some idea, the microwave that we have going out to the island, the radome fell off on the one on the island. Wayne, what was the radome? $800?
No, it's $1,100 if we buy them in lots of 5.
Oh, geez. And when you think about it, we get $35 a year from each member, and we have about 150 paying members. So, what's that add up to, Levi? 40s? You got your calculator right there?
Yeah, say the numbers again.
$35 times 150.
150 would be $5,250.
Okay, so you can see right there, if we bought a radome, just the money that we get a lot of donations from members too, but I mean, just from our dues, that would eat up 20% of our dues in a heartbeat just to buy a radome.
Which brings back to donations, because the name of the team is very detrimental to the donations, because you want to search out those high-end people that support the group. Before I came up to Santa Barbara, I belonged to a radio club that changed its name because of this very reason. In Corona, there was a communications team. It was called CREST, C-R-E-S-T, Communications React Emergency Service Team. They had changed their name because of the very problem they had as a amateur radio club. And because of that, the members had changed their way of view and were retrained in the ICS communications and NIMS to support disaster preparedness, to support the EOSC. And that actually helped the club go out during a disaster, like when we had the major fires back in the year before 2000. I was part of that, and we were literally inundated with volunteers and donations from outside community to support this group. This is very important. I think I support this change 100% because it'll definitely improve everything.
Yeah, we have part of the problem we have here is that there isn't a lot of place for us in emergency communications. You know, there used to be, but the county officials and local officials, you know, they after 9/11 and everybody got a lot of money for improving all their communication systems. You know, frankly, they don't really want our help, you know, but that doesn't mean that we're not valuable in other areas. So we can be valuable on a daily basis by.
I think that'll change, Brian, because when you change your name, the authorities will recognize a more important group, and they will actually be more responsive and more.
Well, they know who we are.
Yeah, I mean, we have the ARES is another group that he didn't mention, but that SBARC supports. And in fact, the fact that we have it, that ARS is the nominal tenant of all these sites. I mean, that's how we got our space at Forest Service, and that's still the case. So the tenant at the Forest Service is ARES. It's not SBARC or Santa Barbara Wireless Foundation. The problem is ARES has very few people now that are active. And though the county is sort of sympathetic to us and they say the good words, and when there's not COVID-19, we meet at their facility, and we have a bunch of resources at their facility, but there hasn't been call-outs. Like I said, like Brian was saying, they don't have the holes in their communication system that they used to. So though certainly ARES nationwide gets used a lot, there hasn't been any clamoring for it here. It's more of a, they tolerate us, they don't need us.
Well, I think that'll change once you change your name.
No, they don't know about the name. I mean, they know us as ARES. They don't know us as SBARC.
Yeah.
I had a similar experience. I worked with emergency radio groups, amateur radio groups in both Alameda County and Maricopa County. And my experience of, for instance, working with county officials and sheriff's departments is that they're very proud of the fact that they're professionals and they don't want to work with any damn amateurs. In addition to which, that was solved in part by RACES rather than ARES organization, because of the fact that with RACES they could vet the team members, and also they could appoint a radio officer out of the team who was actually responsive to the sheriff, and rather than simply an amateur working as a volunteer who could walk away if he felt like it. Anyhow, so my experience was of the same thing, that the words matter, and anything with amateur in it shouldn't be mentioned, and the word professional, if it could be worked in, would be a good idea. And right these days, the big word is responder, right? So if the name could be worked up that had some of the hot button words in it and reflected a professional group rather than an amateur group, which we actually are, because of the qualifications that we have. I mean, they don't realize we can, something breaks, we can fix it with a coat hanger, and whereas they have to call and wait for the engineers to come in. Anyhow, I agree with the fact that the name is very important, and I'm not really. And the one that's being used now is fine, but it's not sexy, and so maybe getting some more really emotionally laden words in there would be a good idea, if that's being possible.
Out Santa Barbara Professional Radio Club.
Well, not club. You don't want to say clubs. I'd say amateur Santa Barbara professional radio responders, or emergency responders, or some, professional radio emergency responders, that kind of thing.
Law enforcement wants to see members that know the system and know the way it works. ICS incident command structure is the main issue. And if you get into incident command structure and you get that certification, they're going to recognize that. They're going to need also somebody who can go to the EOC and be a partner in communication to the club members during an event, if that ever happens. But the thing is, that's a NIM 700, which is all four of those things I've had to go through, and it's not that hard. But the thing is, it takes dedication. It takes members willing to do it, and that's the biggest problem.
I did all that. And so did several other members of our group, and we were still left out because of the fact that we were amateurs.
Yep, I believe that.
Well, let me. Now the point is that there are. If you look at our mission statement on our website, our mission is to well, we're a public benefit corporation, nonprofit public benefit corporation. Our mission is to find ways to serve the public. And it doesn't have to be serving in first responder emergency radio type capacity if they don't want us. If we have other areas that we can apply our expertise and our facilities and provide a public benefit, then we're living up to our mission. And, we are, we have to rethink the what it is, how we can be useful, how we can be worthy of support, and how we can sell this to people that would be the guys writing the checks. And that's what we've been struggling with, is how to do that. Now, a lot of the stuff that we're doing sort of arose just sort of, like the AIS system that we have. You know how we got that? Bill was at a garage sale and he saw somebody was selling a couple of pretty good AIS radios that received ships information, and he knew what they were and he bought them and he hooked them up. Well, then he started reporting to ships traffic, what is it?
Marine traffic.
Marine traffic, marine traffic, and which is a public website you can go to and you can look at all the ships in the ocean, and they resell the data that we give them to shipping companies that have fancy setups where they can keep track of all their ships and where they are, how fast they're going and all that, so they're making money off us, although we do this for free. But we're approached during this by people that wanted to use our data for research. Now that's a public benefit. They're doing this. They're providing the research under.
I have a question.
Yeah. Go ahead, Joe.
I have a question.
Yeah.
This is a copy of Key Clicks for our 60th anniversary.
Uh-huh.
Are we going to have a issue for the 100th anniversary?
When people can get together, yeah. Not this year, no. We're putting off the 100-year celebration stuff until next year, and hopefully we're going to be able to do some things. But under the circumstances, people can't get together and work on those things.
Wasn't Rick working on that, Brian?
Rick, yeah. Well, there was a committee of people that were, they already pulled together a lot of material for the 100th anniversary. So there's old pictures, there's old articles. We got stuff going back 100 years. There's a lot of periods where we don't have any information, but Dorothy's found several things back in old publications about amateur radio in Santa Barbara and the weird things that they used to do. So we are going to have an 100th anniversary Key Clicks, or 100th anniversary.
Call it Radio 101.
Yeah, but we're going to put it off till next year. We'll be a year late, but it's just not possible to get everybody working in a group and doing all those kinds of things. And so anyway, back to what I was saying is that we're just by existing and knowing about radio and having various things that we've been working on as a hobby thing, we've made ourselves useful in other ways to the community. And it is for Santa Cruz Island, for example. Bill and Wayne and the rest, and Matt and the rest of the guys on the team take care of all of their communications gear for them. We're going to be donating a couple of repeaters to them so that they can have better communications out there on the island. And so we're supporting them. It's not directly amateur radio. In other words, we don't have volunteers from the club showing up with their handy talkies, but we are providing services, and we are using our expertise, and a lot of that expertise was gained by our experience in amateur radio. So another example, Levi, do you remember, what do they call that? The animal rescue group? The
Equine rescue.
Equine rescue, yeah. The equine rescue group, they were talking when there's a fire, like a couple of years ago, there's one out by Winchester Canyon, these guys are going back in canyons trying to rescue horses, and they were using CB radios, if you can believe it. And trying to talk to each other, and they couldn't reach their cell phones didn't work back there. Well, Bill got them equipped with mobiles that they can use in the event of an emergency, that use our commercial licensed repeater. And so now they've got communications when they go back there. They're not going to use them every day. They're only going to use them when there's a definite need for it. But it helps. And we've done a couple of neighborhood groups as well. I went out a few years ago and got everybody at Rancho Santa Barbara. I got their emergency communications group organized. They're using little Bofang radios set on GMRS or FRS or something for communications, but they have a couple of licensed hams that live out there that can also use our repeaters. So we got them organized to set up a system where they could get in touch with us if there was an emergency, and we would be able to get in touch with them. Also for the Riviera where I live, one of our other members, Jim, K6RQV or K6RNV, I think. Anyway, he has been working, and I've been doing some instruction and programming radios for the Riviera Association. And we've got radios all over the Riviera in the event of a fire. And we're also going to set one or two people up so that they can use the commercially licensed repeater for other communications that might be where they might want to get in touch with somebody with our group. But these are things that just because we know about radios, we know how to program radios, we know how to give good advice about what kind of equipment to get and what they're going to need for different purposes. Those are all public services, and that kind of thing is what we need to promote, so that we can attract funding from people that provide funding to nonprofits. So it's what is on our plate right now, and they're valuable services. May not be MCOM, it may not be the kind of things that a lot of amateur radio clubs typically do, but those are our opportunities. So you have to go, if you live in the middle of Idaho, you don't want to have a sailboat store. You gotta kind of roll with it and figure out where you can be of value and serve those needs. And I think that's what that's the direction that we're working towards, and I think hopefully it's going to help us do a little better. It'd be nice to be able to have more money to spend on our facilities and have better equipment and more equipment, and not have to struggle to buy a radome and things like that. Anyway, so that's sort of underway. And we are working on those things, and we're going to keep working on them. We hope maybe even this year, but we might try and get something in the Bank of Montecito again. See if they'll fund Santa Barbara. They don't give out huge gifts. They give out, $1,000 here and there, or a little bit more, a little bit less, but everything would help. So there's anything that we can do to help get some outside funding in here. We're pretty much all self-supporting right now. I mean, you know, we sell equipment, but we sell it to each other. And, you know, we're doing pretty good selling things on the SWAPnet and things that have been donated to the club, but they're all club members that are buying them. So it's sort of a closed society. So we need that outside contact.
Can I interrupt?
Sure.
Okay, I don't know how many of you remember Harry K6ELR, but his daughter just showed up at the front door, so I'm going to have to leave and be a host. So 7-3, everybody.
All right.
Hey, Joe.
Thanks for coming, Joe.
Hi, Joe.
Joe, if you've got any material for the 100-year key clicks, you might want to talk to Dorothy and Rick because they could probably use it.
Did he? I think he left.
No, he's still there.
Oh, he's still there.
Joe, did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard it.
Okay.
Yeah, if you got any pictures, Joe, or any, actually, I haven't seen that 60-year key clicks before. There might be something interesting in there.
He's gone.
Okay.
Now he's gone.
The one other thing, okay, there's one other thing I should mention. Rick is going to, he's not going to run for a director's seat this year again. And he's also going to step back from handling the events, at least for the next year. He's going to have a little body work done, and he's not going to be able to do some things for a while. So that's going to leave us without a leader for the events, you know, like the parades and the races and all that kind of thing. So anybody that might be thinking about doing something with that, you know, if you'd like to talk to Rick, or he really he knows the ropes, and it's going to be sort of a big loss for the club, but hopefully he'll get all fixed up and he'll feel more like doing it in another year.
That sounds like a job for Mike, KC6CBB.
Yeah, well, Mike's been a consistent volunteer for events, so he's at every event. You know, I don't know if anybody is even going to want to take over Rick's responsibilities, because otherwise, I don't. You know, I think especially the people that participate in them and like doing that, we don't really want to lose those opportunities to get out and help with our communications abilities. So, let's see. Oh, there's chat going on here. I wasn't even paying attention to that. Okay. All right. Any more questions about any of that? All right. Let's see. Well, I am going. What?
I got a question for Wayne real quick, if that's all right.
Sure.
Wayne, what does the A in ARES stand for?
Amateur Radio Emergency Services.
Okay.
I mean, it's part of ARL. I mean, it's not a name we invented or anything. It's a whole national organization. There's ARES in Ventura, which is more active than us, and even ARES in San Ynez Valley, which is more active than us. I mean, there's one almost everywhere. You know, if you look in QST, they've got, and like the ARES letter, and talks about how they're used all over the country.
Was your comment earlier that the ARES groups in the other parts of the country are getting activated, or they are not?
They are.
They are. So just as much as they have in the past, it's just Santa Barbara that's the anomaly?
I don't really know. You know, I haven't tracked it, you know, graphed their call outs, but they have almost every month, they have like this ARES, ARL produces this ARES newsletter that talks about the places they've been used.
Okay.
Back in the 80s, ARES was fairly active in this club, and we got our hand stamped with the sheriffs and all that sort of stuff, and it was pretty active. And then now it's just, you know, a roll call, and that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, several of the uses that we had here, we used to do fire watch, both ground and airborne, and we used to do support search and rescue. But search and rescue now has their own, infrastructure, which, kind of we still take care of, but we don't go out on the calls with them, not as areas. It's more the SBWF people are supporting SAR that way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, all the work and none of the glory.
Hey, Brian, what's the cost to keep that commercial license going? Isn't it like every 5 years there's a cost or something like that?
I think they're 10 years now. No, they might be 5 years.
Yeah,
It depends on, what you're licensed for. I mean, we're licensed for, I think, 55 watt HTs and 50 watt mobiles. And I'll have to look at the license again, but it isn't terribly expensive. It's more expensive when you first get it, because you got to get a coordinator and all that. And, if you have multiple frequencies, actually, I have more frequencies for mine than the club has for that, because that's a repeater. And there's a couple of control frequencies. I don't know exactly why, but there are, other than that, that's two frequencies. So it isn't, but since it's a repeater, it had to be coordinated for that. But I don't think it's that expensive, Ken.
Well, I think it costs like about $700 to get it transferred.
Well, I think that's all. I think it's under $1,000 every 5 years for the license. I think mine is like $500 every 5 years or something. And I have 10 frequencies, but they're all mobiles. They're not for repeater.
Okay. Yeah, I had it in my head that it was like $700 there, but I can't remember if that was the sign-up fee or if that was the every 5 year fee. So
I believe that's what it cost to transfer it. So Bill paid for that out of his pocket to transfer it to SBARC or to Levi.
Was that an FCC charge or was that for the lawyer thing?
I don't know.
I think that was both the lawyers and the fee to the FCC. And since it wasn't a renewal, that wasn't a renewal, it was a transfer. It was more money. I don't know what it will be when we have to renew it, but we have 5 years on it right now.
Oh, so the transfer brings it back to the 5 years?
Yeah, it says effective 9/1/2020, expiration 4/11/2024. So no, I guess it's 4 years. It'll be 3 years. So it didn't bring it back, but it's good for 4 more years. We're at the beginning of a renewal somehow. So it must have just been renewed prior to this.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks to Bill.
Yeah.
My experience with Rancho Santa Barbara was that after you do a distribution and give handy talkies and teach everybody how to use everything and so forth, that it goes through a cycle. After a couple of years, the check-ins dwindle, and after a while, they can't remember who has the radios and so forth. And when and you hardly ever get the radios back when you want them. So one of the things I was thinking about while Brian was describing that was that it might be a good idea to design a system where we don't give all the radios to a particular organization, but we make contact with them. We tell them that you have a problem with, and then set up maybe a trunk with the equipment in it and everything ready to go. And if all we have to do is maintain the radios and make sure the batteries are up and that sort of thing, and then go hand them out if they have an event there that requires it. In other words, if it was something that we took care of and gave out, it might work better than to let them organize themselves, because those organizations deteriorate at a predictable rate.
No, yeah, that's probably what we're going to do. We're gonna have just sort of equipment for ad hoc supply, So if there's an emergency or something, we'll have equipment in stock in order to supply temporary communications. It's not supposed to be for, you know, set somebody up for business band. You know, it's,
No, and I attended one big disaster emergency thing in Iowa when one of our DC-10s went down, and it was on an airport, and all the everybody in town was involved in responding to the emergency. And our communications, one thing that happened was the guy who was the mobile phone at the time, it was this Motorola brick telephone, you know. Anyhow, he just brought out a card table, set it up, and put them all up on there, and people came along and he handed them to him. And that provided pretty good communications amongst the various rescuers, fire and Air National Guard, and a number of others. So that's what. So I think I'm glad to hear that that's what Brian's thinking about too.
hey, Levi, you there?
Yep.
The my commercial license was 10 years.
Bill told me it was 5, but it makes more sense that it's 10 because that would mean that he's had it for 6 years, which sounds about right.
Yeah, can you see this on?
No.
It's invisible. It's invisible.
Oh, okay. Anyway, yeah, it said the license. This license was last renewed 11/26/2013. It expires 11/26/2023. So anyway, at least that mine is 10 years. So
good.
Hopefully.
Good luck trying to find, like, I've searched for a few different things, industrial business renewal, and they just don't state it in a clear place anywhere on their site, on the FCC site.
Well, yeah, it's like how many radios you have and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think it's variable.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone else have anything to ask about this? All right.
I don't know. The SBWF insignia sounds a bit hard to swallow. I think we need another moniker in there or something, but I don't know how it can be done. But I don't know. I just kind of think
it's already done, Mike.
Oh, then never mind.
Okay. The things have already been filed and all of that, so it's a done deal. All right. What I'm going to show you now, I just wanted to sort of, this wasn't going to be too long. I wanted to show you, give you a little demonstration of FT8. How many of you have heard of FT8?
Seen it.
Okay, well, FT8 is a digital mode, and if you have read QST magazine lately, some people are calling it the death of sideband because everybody's doing this FT8 and they're having a good time with it. It's most likely another fad, and people kind of get tired of it and they'll go back to doing regular voice stuff. But you can do FT8 while you're watching TV pretty much, and it doesn't bother anybody. So what I'm going to do is share my screen here, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. Okay, I just covered up my window here. Just a minute.
It's all automatic.
Yeah, it kind of is.
Yeah. Augie does it when he's doing his homework or going to school. He's going.
Yeah. All right. Can you guys see that window okay?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Now, what we're looking at here is my Flex radio. I'm just running it on my computer here, the same one we're doing Zoom on. And of course, this radio does everything. FT8 is only one of the things. So let me load that up here. Where is it? The program we use for this is called WSJTX. And I'm gonna make it a little larger here. It's got to load up. Come on. All right, here we go.
Looks like Matrix Reloaded.
Okay, just a second here. It's bogging down my computer with all these things running at once. I don't want to do that. Okay, let's start over here.
They even have, oh, there's text going by. They even have talking FT8 going now for the blind. You can believe that.
Do they?
Yeah, they do. I couldn't believe it. Have podcasts on it now.
Boy, the Zoom is sucking up a lot of the computer's power here. Normally this opens right up. There we go.
Oh, they are? Okay, cool.
Okay, let's see if we can get this to. This is not turning out quite like I had hoped.
Who did fire? FT8, Joe Taylor too?
Pardon me?
I hear text. They're doing text, and instead of me typing back, I just answered Levi. Sorry about that.
Oh, what did you say, Dennis?
No, I said, but did Joe Taylor do the FT8 as well?
Yeah, so Joe Taylor is so it's FT8, so it's Steve Frank and Joe Taylor invented FT8.
Oh, okay. How about FT4 now?
Then yeah, it must be them too, Frank and Taylor.
I don't know that I got enough power to run this.
You got to get a stronger computer, Brian. Update it.
This is
is that an Apple?
Well, it's a Mac, and I'm running Windows 10 in one
Brian,
partition here.
Try turning off your camera, but not your screen share. Just stop your video. That's one less thing that it has to do.
Yeah, let's try that.
Yeah, even doing the fake background is probably pretty computationally intensive.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay, I'm going to unshare my screen for a second here so that I can get to this stuff. Let's see. I'll stop the camera. Okay.
It's funny to hear the, it's funny to hear the text when it goes by.
Oh, you're hearing the chat on like the JAWS or the iPhone voice?
Yeah, the iPhone voice. It reads everything on the screen when it goes by. So I could type back, but I just don't bother with it.
That's funny. And you're hearing it, so it's like just natural to speak back to it because you're hearing it. So.
Well, yeah, but I know it. Nobody else will know what I'm saying about it unless you were in the text at the same time.
Yeah.
And looking to see what else I got running here.
Can't shut your audio off.
No, I didn't shut off the audio. I'm trying to see if there's anything else I can shut down. I don't know. WSJTX is telling me, let me do it before I screen share it here.
Pretty cool, Larry.
The Flex Radio software sucks up a lot of the power. I usually don't have any trouble with that. With Zoom seems to be a little bit of a
hog.
Hog, yeah. I mean, it's my fan is real. You know, I might not be able to do this. I should have tested it somehow before, because it's not decoding anything. It's just doesn't have the horsepower left.
Oh, cool.
I think your background might be, like Wayne said, part of it. That's
Well,
actually
I'm not even on now, right?
no. We
It
still
is.
see you. So
Oh, you can't see me?
yeah,
No,
stop
we
your
see
video.
you and we see your fake background.
Mhm.
And
Oh,
putting you in the
okay.
fake background is computationally intensive.
If
All
you
right.
lower, if you lower left-hand corner, stop your video and.
Yeah, let
Well,
me.
Brian, I think your pictures are more than 1 megapixel, so you either change it to a PDF or change it to a smaller pixel format.
No, it's okay.
That'd be hard to do.
Okay. Yeah, boy, it's just not doing it.
No, huh?
Well, maybe
well.
save this
Pretty
for
cool
another time.
background.
Yeah, I think I'll have to experiment around with this because it's just, you know, I can tell it's not decoding anything.
Hmm.
There's not a lot of activity going on. You can see the activity where the cursor is here, the lighter blue. That's the FT8 band. There's a little bit. Usually this is packed in this
Oh,
whole
your screen
area.
sharing's gone, so we don't see it
Oh,
anymore.
okay, all right.
Wonder I couldn't see it.
Let me fix that here.
You couldn't hear his screen, huh?
No, I can tell when it's on or off, and
There you go.
it tells me he's sharing.
Yeah.
There you go. You just shared.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, this light blue area right here where I've got the cursor, that's the band for FT8. But it's just not, it's not decoding stuff. It has to decode stuff really fast. Maybe if I change the.
What else you got on that you don't need?
Oh, yeah.
Probably nothing.
It's not
I
fast
can tell by looking at this graph up here that it's just not, it's not, these should be farther spaced apart, these little lines. And it's just having some kind of difficulty here. What I can try one thing here. Let me get out of this.
Have two computers.
Well, the problem is that I have to screen share it on Zoom. So I got to be running Zoom on the computer. Okay, now let me, oops, I don't want to start that yet.
There goes Doc.
Where'd he go?
I don't know. He's left, it said.
Oh, he got tired of this.
I guess.
Well, okay, let's load up the SDR software again. It takes a lot of,
You need your gaming computer for this.
You do.
yeah, well, if I'm going to screen share, yeah.
Oh, let me mute my audio here. Here comes Chuck.
All right, says it's streaming now. Let's try WSJTX. I think there may be a memory. This has been on for a few hours, so there's a little bit of a memory issue. So let's see if it changes when I restarted the software here. It's going awful slow. I mean, that should just be almost instant. Sorry about this.
Well, this isn't bad. We've had pretty good luck with these online meetings so far. So one glitch isn't bad in 6 months.
Well, yeah, I'd have to get somebody to do a meeting with, to test this. So,
Well, Brian, do with me. I have a gaming computer that does 2 processors and half a gigabyte or half a trigabyte of data memory.
half a what?
Trigabyte.
Not terabyte, but a trigabyte.
Trilobite.
Yeah.
He's got an old gaming computer.
How much memory is that?
I run Sniper Ghost Warrior like nobody's business. I mean, this thing is awesome.
If you really want to test it, get Microsoft's new flight simulator.
Oh, I done the first version of that. That's awesome. That's an awesome game.
Yeah, but I mean the 2020 version is very computer intensive.
Well, thanks, Wayne, because that gives me something else to get.
Yeah.
Damn it.
The program's only $60, but the computer, by the time you need $1,000 new graphics card for it, that adds up.
I'm running a GeForce graphics. I'm doing fine. But thanks. I'm going to get that. I'm going to try it because I love flying.
Just the game is 120 megabytes. I mean,
That's
yeah.
nothing.
No, I mean 120 gigabytes.
Oh, that's still nothing. I have a 4 terabyte backup drive and a 4 terabyte system, so I have 2 terabyte on my hard drive.
Okay, I don't think this is going to work. Oh, anyway, well, it's almost 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it was worth a shot. I'm going to have to try this without Zoom running and and then try Zoom and see if maybe there's some way I can see I run a thing called Parallels on my computer so that I can run Windows on a Mac computer, and I can configure that to use more memory. And I just probably don't have enough memory set up for that. So I'll have to try it again another time. And
Brian, could you point the Mac running Zoom at your Windows box running the Flex software? If you have that.
I could if I had a Windows box, but I don't.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, I could point the camera at it and do it.
Well, I was thinking, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's run. I mean, I can see the signals there, but it's running too slow to decode them. So I have an i9 processor in this, and I have 32 gigs of memory. So, you'd think it would do it, but it's just crawling. Zoom must take a lot more than I thought. Anyway, all right. Well, It was worth a try.
Yeah.
Hey, Wayne, did you ever do the space shuttle simulation in back in the 90s?
No.
Oh my God. That ate up my 386 like nobody's business.
All right. Does anybody else have anything for the meeting tonight? Any other business they'd like to talk about, or any of the other stuff we were talking about earlier, or any comments or questions or anything in general?
No, Brian, I just want to thank you for making that effort to change the club to what it is going to be. I think that's very important.
Well, I don't want to take credit for it. I mean, Bill UUQ has been working on this. We've all been thinking about it for a long time, and we're all banging our heads against the wall for a few years here, trying to figure out better ways to present ourselves to the public. So, it's I think we got a good direction here, and I think the big thing is that we have a lot of things we'd like to do. We have a lot of equipment that's old. Ultimately, it's going to have to be replaced, and we've got kind of a reputation, even though we have old equipment, that we have good equipment and it works well. And we have you go to other places and they don't have the reliable repeaters that we do. We're pretty lucky here. But there's going to come a time we're going to need to write checks for things to keep everything working. And if we can get people to help us support our infrastructure and do new projects and upgrade things and You know, you think about, we've got the premium sites in the whole South Coast, you know, the island, the Salinas Peak, Lava Gia, you know, La Cumbra. You know, we've got all of these places that we have opportunities to develop new ideas and you know, have a better you know, have a repeater system and communication system better than anybody's.
Well, I agree with that, but I also think that it's very important that we get members that are dedicated to help maintain them. I mean, I do a lot of things, but the thing is, I'm just one person. But if we can get more people involved in helping maintain these items, the better the club will be.
The repeater will go down eventually. It's done it before. Back
Yeah.
in the early 80s, I had to buy all new controllers and everything. And that was a job at the time. But they got them, and Bill put them up, and we've been very lucky. They've been working halfway decent. You know, there's always going to be problems, but if we have the people to take care of them at the present time. So if you can learn with Bill and Wayne, yeah, that would be an ideal position for some young person, because they may have to take over eventually.
Well, that's the reason why I go up there with Bill, to be his eyes, because his eyes are going bad. But I also know that it's important for Bill. He needs someone to help him. He needs someone to tell him, tell what needs to be done. And I'm there to take notes, which I do. I take a notebook with me and I write down things and I take notes. And so I'm trying to be a little bit more proactive to help Bill and Wayne. And I really, really appreciate all of Bill's efforts, because he is such an intelligent and such a knowledgeable person in the fields of everything that's going on there. And I just want to be somewhat supportive.
See, that's the thing. He's so long. Everybody takes advantage because he just goes and does it. So when he goes, if he goes away, you know, somebody will have to take over his place and actually do it without being told to do it.
The real challenge is that he knows everybody. Yeah, it's working now, huh?
Yeah. You know what? I had 2 YouTube videos of the meeting going. I opened one, then I opened another one when we were trying to get this started, and they were both sucking video. So I closed that. It freed up a little bit of stuff here. But real quickly, I can just show, there's a Panama right there. But the this is what we use for FT8, and you can just sit and watch the screen here on the left side where the green and purple and all that. Let's see if it's decoding anybody. Now that I went live, it's not decoding anybody. As soon as I did screen sharing, it stopped decoding. So, oh well. Anyway, but you can kind of see what it looks like.
Yeah.
Bye, Dave.
Hey, Dave, thanks for helping me out, Dave. I appreciate it.
Who left?
AI6VX.
Oh, okay. Anyway, this is real cool, because if you want to contact people, you just double click on anybody that's doing CQ, and the rest of it's automatic. If he answers you, your computer will answer him, and his computer will answer you, and you answer him. And
what's the point again?
It goes into your logbook. I'm sorry, did somebody say something?
Yeah, what's the point again?
You don't have to talk.
Yeah.
You have to look
or even
at
be there, apparently.
You can communicate without having to communicate.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that sometimes you'll see 30, 40 people that you can hear at any given time. And and that's just within your coverage area, the areas that you can see. In different places, I'm sure they're just as busy. But anyway, that's kind of, I was going to do some communications and show you, but I don't think that's going to happen. So
you just stop screen sharing.
Yeah, I'd have to stop screen sharing.
You just did.
I did. Yeah, as soon as I do, then it starts decoding again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's the screen
It's
sharing
shy.
or whatever kind of sucks the memory up. So anyway, okay, I guess that's probably about it for today.
Okay.
Good meeting. Excellent
Bye.
meeting.
Thanks everybody.
Bye, everybody.
For coming.
Bye.
Make sure you clean up the break area.
Great
Yeah,
meeting.
Grab the donuts.
the shack will be open tomorrow, 9 to noon.
It will.
I won't be there.
If you've got
Brian.
APRS and you want to track my flight tomorrow, look for November 9317 on APRS. You can look at aprs.fi, or if you've got a radio that does it, look for me there.
Is that November 9317 or just no 9317?
November
November.
9317. Yeah. That's the call sign on APRS.
Yeah, thanks, Levi.
Okay. Good night, guys.
Good night.
Hey, Brian.
Yeah.
Just a heads up, Bob and I are going to be at the club station Sunday morning and clear out all that overhead stuff. So a lot of that will be gone next time you come.
Overhead stuff? What stuff?
Yeah, right when you walk in towards the end, there's like fluorescent tubes and wires and rods and everything, but it takes an empty room to get all that stuff out of there because it's like unraveling a sweater. So
Oh, you mean on top of the cabinets?
yeah,
Oh yeah, yeah.
it's a mess. It takes two people.
Guys,
a small boy and an 8-frame ladder.
there's pieces of the, be careful though, there's the, I don't remember what they're called now, doggone it. It's the pieces that go to that antenna, not the Mosley, but the Force 12. The
Element?
It's not the elements, it's the things that make them electrically longer at 40 meters.
Coils.
It's not coils. They're like pieces. They're like 1/4-inch tubes that are L-shaped that are probably 3 feet long, and then they curve. And we've got all the hardware and everything that we stuck up there for those antennas.
Do we have the original antenna?
Yeah.
Where's it at?
It's sitting right on the outside, on the wall, on the outside of the club. Mike Bopner and I have set it up a couple of times, and that's the part those are the rest of the parts where we didn't want to leave those outside.
Okay, I'll bring up some kind of bag or something and mark them with a Sharpie, and we'll put it back up there. At least they'll know what they are. But there's actually fluorescent tubes mixed in with all that stuff, so we got to be real careful.
Okay.
So that's it, man. Have a good evening, everybody.
Hey, Michael, before you go.
The
Yes, sir.
SBARC banner, the SBARC banner is there too, up
Okay.
on the top.
Oh yeah, we're not going to trash everything. Just 90%.
Oh, good.
Yeah, just be careful of those pieces, because those aren't replaceable. They were really hard to find, and we can't get them from Force 12 anymore.
No problem.
There's a bunch of little parts to it up there. I don't think they're separated very well, though.
Yikes.
All right. Hey, Mike, thanks.
That's the problem. Nothing was
Mark.
There's just a bunch of stuff people put up there because they didn't have anywhere else to put it.
Yeah.
Are you putting that stuff in storage, Mike, or are you going to sell it?
Yeah, there's a storage container about 100 feet to the southeast that we're going to put most of it in. It says
All right.
Marburg.
Okay. Thanks for renaming the heading on your subject line for the SWATnet fundraising, because that really helps me organize all these items. I think we're doing very well.
Yes, and pardon the 2 megabyte picture. I do this stuff sometimes when I'm sleepy before I go to bed, and I just send it off without thinking, but we'll tighten it up on this end.
Okay. Just keep in mind, all pictures need to be under 1 megapixel.
Okay, will do.
Thank
1
you.
megapixel.
Under.
Yeah. 1 dot.
What?
It won't store it in the SBARC website without it being like. I reduce it to 500K because I don't want to build up too much data. So I try to reduce the photos, anything downloaded, to under 500K.
Bye, Dorothy.
Okay.
Bye, Dorothy.
Bye.
Hi, Dorothy.
Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Did LCM leave? Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, Dennis. Good night, Dennis. Good night, Brian.
Good night. I gotta go. Now I gotta go to YouTube and make a movie out of this so we can store it.
Put in special effects.
Yeah. Okay.